beautiful friends, welcome. My name is Christina Marie. I do beauty reviews, tutorials, unboxings, and giveaways. I've kind of got a tutorial for you and an unboxing today. We are doing the December eyeshadow palette. Every month I give away an eyeshadow palette. So for the month of December, it is a Ciate London Editor's palette. I've been kind of teasing this a little bit in my past couple of videos. This is what we are doing today. So this is the New England palette from Ciate London. It does retail for $32. So I have one for me that I did gonna do the swatches on and all the different eye looks that I did. And I have one for you. Not swatched, not touched, nothing. So a little bit about, let's first take a look at these palette. So I'm going to show you mine, and it's because I don't want to open yours and everything, so mine's been swatched and kind of worked with, but look how pretty these shades are. And I don't even know if the camera is doing some of these shimmers justice. It's just so pretty. So what Ciate says about this, presenting a dazzling eyeshadow palette inspired by dreamy holiday destinations. The 18-piece palette contains pigment-rich, buttery, smooth, mattes, and sparkling metallics, encased in a slick case with a mega mirror for easy application. Each shadow has a vivacious and utterly desirable finish, from buttery formulas that allow you to gently blend and a totally seamless finish to shimmering shadows that take you effortlessly from the deck side chic to disco glam. The New England palette is inspired by the colors of New England in the fall. This palette combines warm rust, pops of golden green, echoing the kaleidoscope of color that can be seen throughout September and October. I mean, you could use this palette for a lot more than just the fall. I mean, yeah, this side down here kind of reminds me of fall, but this side kind of, especially over in here, reminds me of like springtime even, so. Very versatile palette. So for the giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel, and somewhere in this video will be a secret word that you're gonna need to know for the Google form that you need to fill out. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do some swatches. Now, it took me a little while to unlock the code on how to use this palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do right here just a brush of the color, and then I'm going to wet the color with a setting spray, and then I'm going to use my finger, and these are going to be one strokes, and then up here I will kind of build up each one using the same different techniques. That way you can get kind of a true representation of what this palette can really do. So let's get into some swatches, and then we'll get into some of the different looks, and then I'll let you know my review and kind of, what all is going on with the giveaway. So let's do some swatches. So this one is really hard to tell because it's so close to my natural skin tone, but I do want to show you, I mean, look at the fallout that's going on there. This one had a ton of fallout with it, but easy to knock off. And this one you could actually use as a highlighter for your face too. Remember, these are the ones that I built up, and these, so it's the regular brush, this is getting it wet, and this is the finger. So I think if you want a really pretty gold look, you're gonna have to build it up. So this one was one of my favorite ones to work with. Look how pretty this would be. Just a really nude all over lid shade would just be gorgeous. Deepen up the crease a little bit with a little bit of a darker shade. That'd be so pretty. This is such a pretty gunmetal. I mean, when you build up this blue, it's funny that when I use the finger, it's more bluish, and then on the other ones, it looks more kind of like that, a really deep gray. So this one I think you could even use as kind of a rouge. When I used the finger swatches, it's more of a dusty pink. The others are when I use the brush are kind of a deep rose. So like I said, you got to figure out on this palette what works best for you, what type of eye look are you trying to go for. This is a really pretty deep turquoise. Some lights it almost looks kind of gray, others it brings out that green tone. It's really, really pretty. This is another one that would make it really pretty all over lid shade. Just that kind of rose gold. This is one that looked really pretty using the finger, this gorgeous, gorgeous cranberry. It does have a ton of fallout with it and kick up with it though. This plum I thought looked better with the brush when it was wetted the best. Another one that I think worked better with the brush, makes a really, really pretty crease color. It is easier for me to blend this one out than the other really dark brown that we'll get to in just a little bit. This was one of my favorite colors to work with. I do have it on the inner third, kind of on my lid. It's such a pretty color. And even, you know, you can use a finger or a brush, both work great. So here it's got a little bit of green, some gunmetal, some blue. It's a really, really pretty shade. I did like this one better with the finger than I did with just the brush strokes. This is one where if you want any sort of payoff, this greenish gold, you've got to either wet your brush or use your finger. I mean, over here where it was just the brush strokes alone, there's hardly any payoff. Another one where if you want the payoff, you've got to wet your brush or use your finger, but it's super pretty, light plum. I mean, here's another example where if you want that super dark brown, you've got to wet your brush and you've got to build it up. This one took some doing to blend out for me. And you'll notice that this one actually stained the hand a little bit, that dark brown. So this one, if you really want that payoff, either wet the brush or use your finger. I like how this one kind of shifts in between a pink to a purple to almost a mauve. It's really, really pretty. Okay, now let's get into the 3 different looks that I created. Okay, I've already gone and done the face, minus obviously the eyes and lips. I'm thinking about doing more of a purple mauve type tone. So I think I'm gonna stay in this kind of area of the palette right here. On a Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush, I am gonna take this dark brown here and let's go and get into the crease, as well as just a little bit above it. For those of you with hooded eyes, it helps kind of lift that crease color up. And then I just want to kind of deepen up that outer corner a little bit. I'm not too worried right now about blending. We'll take care of that here in just a little bit. Then on a Luxie 205 Pack-In Shade, let's go into this color right here and use that as kind of a transition shade, and then we'll use that to kind of buff out that line. Ooh, that was a little darker than what I thought it was gonna be. It's okay, we'll make it work. Really powdery formula has a ton of kick up. I am gonna take this color right here, just kind of along the brow bone and kind of in the inner corner a little bit. Still a lot of kick up on it. I'm gonna take this one here across the lid. I'm using Luxie 141 mini round for that. There's not a whole lot of kick up on that one. Take this kind of dark rose gold shade here across the center of the lid. It's a lot of fallout with it. Let's spray it. See if it works better being sprayed. Ton better. So I don't even see a difference. I do like it where I put, used my finger first and then I went in with the sprayed brush. That's what I did on this side versus this side. Just seems to me have a little bit more sheen to it. Let's see if I use my finger. Yeah, finger's working better, but you have fallout when you use the finger. Take this one here, just on the inner corner. Tight line on my lower lash line, this shade here. Buff that lower lash line out a little bit with this one here. I am going to use a Luxie 237 blending. Okay, let me go throw on some mascara and lips and I'll be right back. So here's how it turned out. It looks okay. It's not my favorite look I've ever done, but there's this one. Okay, I'm thinking about doing kind of a blue with maybe this shade down here with it. So let's start off with our crease and do this really dark blue. I'm also going to deepen up the outer corner with that. I'm trying to do things a little bit different today, and because I know there's so much fallout with this palette, I wanted to try not doing my entire face first, just do my eyes first and then do the rest of the face when I'm done. So let's deepen up. Let's grab that blue here. I am just grabbing that on a Lexi 121 mini tapered. Just tapping right now. It's coming off kind of almost like a bluish gray color. I want to run this one just above that, just to kind of buff out that line. So we're just going on the outer edge here of that line. Just trying to soften it just a little bit. Now I'm going to take this one first with a brush across the lid and then with my finger. So on these, it does help if you get a little bit on the product, get a little bit on your brush, spray your brush, and then dip back in for a little bit product. And I'm gonna take that about 2/3 of the way. So let's use the gold kind of on the inner corner here. And I'm taking that a little bit on the lower lash line as well. I'm gonna try and put this kind of green here, this like turquoise, right here in the center. Just with my finger. Okay, let's run that dark blue on the lower lash waterline, really tight line that. And then I'm going to put this shade here, just my finger, into the brow bone. Okay, let me go to the rest of my face, lashes and lips, and I'll be right back. So I will say that the gold in here is fine on its own, but when you go to put it over the top of another shade, it really, really loses its luster. But here is the look. Okay, I really wanted to concentrate kind of on these two colors here for an all over the lid shade. So let's just go in with dark brown as a crease, and then we'll kind of use this one as a transition and then maybe lighten things up on top with this one. So let's start with those. And right now, all I want to do is just place the product. I am going to pick up an e.l.f. crease brush, and we're going to go into that dark brown here. I'm just tapping right now. Okay, let's kind of deepen that outer corner here. Okay, and then I just want to blend that just a little bit. Now with the Lexi 121 mini tapered, I'm just gonna kind of go and just kind of soften that line just a little bit above. And then let's go above that just with the Lexi 121 large shader. And almost kind of into the brow bone. I do want to take that dark brown and kind of just tight line that on the lower lash. Now I'm going to take this green here and I'm going to do that on the outer 2/3. Do the very inner corner with this shimmer right here. In the very inner corner, upper, center, and lower. Just kind of tying it all together here. Okay, let me go do the rest of the face and I'll be right back. So what do you guys think? I like it. I'll be right back with my final thoughts on this palette and what you need to do for the giveaway. So at first I was struggling. I was struggling really hard with this palette. Just because I'm used to so many great palettes. I think it's a good palette. And I think if you take the time to figure it out, I think it can work for you. This last look is my favorite. Which of the looks were your guys' favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. You know, it was a good palette. I'm glad that I did show you how it can be built up, how to really work with these shimmers to really get that pop if that's what you want. You know, those first couple looks, I was just struggling with this. I'm like, I can't get these things to layer on top of each other or nothing. And then I finally figured out with enough finesse that you can do it. So I think it's a good palette. I think, you know, you can create a lot of versatile looks with it once you take the time to really figure it out. It's one of those palettes that, you know, if you want a quick and easy, dramatic look, it's not gonna be the palette for you. But if you wanna take your time and really work with it and really play with the shimmers and all the colors, and, you know, it's for the dark brown especially, that took me a while to blend, a while. So, I mean, it's a good palette. It's not my favorite palette out there, but I think, you know, once I finally cracked the code to this, you know, really using a ton of setting spray. I mean, use a ton for those shimmers to pop, a lot. Like, wet your brush, dip it in the shadow, wet your brush again, dip it in the shadow, wet your brush again, and then put it on the eyes. Yeah. So I did pick up another one for you guys. So I am happy to give one of these to you. So this is our December eyeshadow palette that we are giving away. Like I said, I have mine that, you know, did all the swatches, did all the looks and everything else, and I have one for you. Hasn't been touched, hasn't anything, because it is the December eyeshadow palette giveaway. So have that secret word be December. So in the description box down below is a Google form link. You need to fill that out, put on it the secret word, put on it your YouTube name, so that I can verify that yes, this person is subscribed to the channel. You know, there are 2 extra bonus entries if you want. You can go follow me over on Instagram. That handle is Beauty Ama, A-M-A, and the letter B. And then if you share this video, that'll give you an extra bonus entry as well. I'm really trying hard to grow the channel here, and I can do it with your help. I gotta get my watch time minutes up. YouTube is no way affiliated with this. This is me giving back to you. It is open international. I am, though, not responsible for duties, taxes, fees, tariffs, lost in transit, damage, customs, anything like that for it to get to you. You know, I try to package everything up really nicely, and I pay for normal shipping. But anything extra, if it costs to get into your country, you know, then, you know, you're responsible for that extra portion, like if there's a tariff on it or whatnot. This giveaway will go through January 12th. On January 13th, I'll go ahead and pick the winner's name and put it in the comment section of this video. I'll pin that comment, and I'll also pin the person's first name and first initial of their last name, letting you know, hey, somebody has won. I'm also gonna try and do a video for it as well. I do a random number generator when I pick the winners, so that way it is fair to everybody. YouTube will now go ahead and insert a couple other videos for you if you have the time. I greatly appreciate you checking them out. I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and I will see you soon. Good luck in the giveaway. Bye.